The VR game of the year. Yes, the VR game of the year makes an official statement that they are coming to the Meta store in 2024. Now, in terms of PSVR 2, we don't know yet, but when that does happen, this game is really going to take over. Ghost of Tabor winning this VR game of the year in hindsight, which is still in beta format, is unheard of. And so therefore, when they made this announcement, it was just a few days ago, but I did want to just cover this because this game, although it's not perfect, again, they do remind you before you get into if you go to Tabor Island and whatever you're doing in Ghost of Tabor, it always gives you down in the menu section and it reminds you that it's still in beta form. The fact that a beta format game won VR game of the year is either two possibilities, right? It's either one, Ghost of Tabor is just that damn good, or on the other hand, VR is just a snooze fest. It's kind of just what your ideal is on everything. In me, it's kind of a balance of both. One, because of course, everybody likes to complain about that there's too many VR shooters, whether it's first-person shooters, and I do agree with that. There's constant shooters, arena shooters. Then you have Contractor Showdown coming around with the Battle Royale, and I know people got mad a little bit on that too. But again, you think about it and you're like, it's either that Ghost of the Boy is that damn good and they're way ahead of their time, which I believe that notion way more. But it is a blend of both. And also the fact that VR is, well, at least PC VR, I would think would be really manhandling the VR scene, which they're really not right now, because a lot of PC VR utilizers are still playing games that are available on Quest. Now, they look better, they operate better, but I mean, if you're willing to take a step back a little bit in terms of graphics notion, games like Contractors and Contractor Showdown, which is now in their alpha testing, and then you have Ghost of Tabor, which are all available without a PC, are the leading games right now. And when it comes to this genre, I mean, Pavlov is a leading aspect too when it was free, Pavlov Shack beta, but also Pavlov Shack is still leading because it's the only shooter that's available on PSVR 2, so it has more users on that game. So Ghost of Tabor doing this for us and letting us know that it's coming out 2024. They didn't give an exact date, but they did let us know they're keeping their hype up as they won VR Game of the Year. Again, insane. Probably one of the first times, I guess. Is this a gaming historian type of situation? Like, is this history? I don't know, man. I've never really heard of a beta winning a Game of the Year, but either way, that's pretty cool. When it comes down to actual just another essence too, Resident Evil Village also won, I believe, VR Game of the Year. So different award situation at the VR awards. Ghost of Tabor wins VR Game of the Year, and the actual full-on echelon of the gaming awards, Resident Evil Village won VR Game of the Year, which has been insane. If you have been following this channel, we have been following the Resident Evil concise statements and what's been going down. We've been sharing the gameplay. We shared the comparisons between the Quest version and the PSVR 2 version. So make sure y'all checking all that out, man. Make sure y'all subscribe and check that out. I do appreciate y'all for that because the conversations have been great in there, and people have been saying that they like Village a little bit more because it's all first person, and then there's stuff like that. A beta game winning you all is next level. I think what Ghost of Tabor has in terms of ideal, like what I said, when they do come over to PSVR 2, that's going to be huge. This is a PvP, PvE type game. It's a lot slower, much more of an extraction, much more of a looter, much more realism and tactical references for sure. And everything is just a lot slower than if you were to play a game like Contractor Showdown. Now, if you haven't done with a Contractor Showdown yet, I highly suggest you do, because you can get into Contractor Showdown and you can do that through their alpha testing, just joining their Discord. They now offer solo mode. They offer matchmaking pretty soon. They've been working on that. They just keep us updated in the community, and they're really great on that. And leewaying and segueing into community, it's a great way to talk about them doing that, but then also what Ghost of Tabor does for their community. They have been taking over, and really on Twitter, or if you want to call it X, who calls it X? I don't know. I call it Twitter. On Twitter, they really are involved with the community. They respond to everyone. They're taking care of creators. Like, they feel that creators that have potential, they're working with them. They're sending them gear, full-on care packages to really share the nuances of the game and show what's going on with the game. And so Ghost of Tabor is huge on doing that stuff, which is, I feel, why they have such a loyal community. Not because it's a good game, not because they make some badass theatrical trailers, and their trailers are the best in the game. They're almost like a Call of Duty-esque trailer. Like, and Call of Duty is $1 billion organization. So what they're doing over there with Ghost of War, the devs and everything, they are rushing it. Was it Combat Waffle? They are crushing it in terms of theatricals and how it looks and the rendering aspects of all of that, and previewing and trying to mainstream this virtual reality game. Now, like what I said, they are involved with their community. They do a lot of work within the community. And so it's well deserved that they win at the VR Awards, the VR Game of the Year. And therefore, when you compare in just the Universal Game of the Year, Resident Evil Village, they had billions of dollars. Like, Resident Evil is a AAA game that has been around forever. And the fact that it's on that type of competitive nature goes to Tabor, and it, again, well deserved in a beta format. And then they continuously, they add this hype of saying like, hey, we're coming officially to the store now. So that means that they're almost done. But I can only imagine how much leveled up this game is going to be when it's done. When this game is done, I mean, it's going to be such a fun time. And I have really dropped this comparison a lot in previous videos too, when it comes to the Battle Royale essence of Contractor Showdown, which is not a game that's available yet. It'll be available in 2024 also. These are the two headlining games that are going to take over. As Warzone 3 has gotten a little bit better in terms of flat gaming, it's not the best still, but it's gotten a little bit better. It's piqued a lot more viewers' interest once again. Contractor Showdown is an exact replica of what Call of Duty Warzone is. It has everything from the looting, the tack sprinting, the sliding, slide canceling, everything from the guns look, from the military aspect. Everything is Call of Duty sprayed all around it. When you go on the other side, and these are the 2024 games, you look into Ghost of Tabor, it has that escape from Tarkov. It has this extraction shooter, or, you know, there's a game called The Day Before, where people were like just shat on that game because that game was essentially like a rip-off Tarkov instead of being what it was supposed to be, like an MMO or whatever it was. I don't know. There's just a whole debate on that game too. Y'all got to break down that in the comment section below. But what they do in creating this escape from Tarkov aspect is Ghost of Tabor has a cool name already. I think it has a much cooler name than Contractors. I think it's more appealing to an audience, and they are holding some ground, which is very, very shocking in today's virtual reality. Virtual reality just can't seem to hold some ground right now, as it's always treated as an extension. And what I mean by an extension is like when you use the PSVR 2, you're connected to a PS5, PC VR connected to PC to get the best experiences. And also there's a lot of scenarios that take you out of immersion too, when, at least for AAA gaming. And so what Ghost of War is doing as a standalone, keeping us immersed to the best of their capabilities, at least whatever a Quest standalone can do right now, has been well deserved. It's been through the roof. And so I'm excited for Ghost of Tabor moving forward as an official game. I think it's going to be nice. Maybe there's going to be a lot more patches for the PC VR version. Maybe there's going to be a lot more things going down. Maybe a little bit more speed in this game would be cool. But again, I dig it that it's far more tactical, just because it's not something like you don't feel too much like overwhelmed like the way you would in Contractor Showdown. Contractor Showdown, it is overwhelming. It is very sweaty, and it is great for VR esports. And so Ghost of Tabor won't give you all that, but it does have its sweaty aspects. And then you do have your AI stuff, and similar to what Strongholds would have in Warzone also, when you're just facing a bunch of player versus environment type situation. But yeah, y'all let me know what's up, man. They're just warming up, and it's going to be exciting, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace.